Hello and welcome. My name is Teresa, and in today's video I'm going to share with you how to turn a 9 by 9 inch square piece of cardstock into a wonderful little box. And this box is just big enough to store your 5.5 by 4.25 greeting cards. That's the A2 size, I believe they call it. It's the size we make most often because you can get 2 card bases out of one 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. Now, all the cards I made to go in the different boxes that I've been practicing with are from the Are Like Seashells collection because it just happens to have everything I need. And this is also from Stampin' Up. But before we get into all that, let's just first take a look at this box. Isn't this cute? And it looks like an envelope. There's a really good reason for that. It was made using one of these envelope punch boards. Now this one is from Stampin' Up, and this is again at least 6 years old. You can also find some of these punch boards online. You can find them in your craft stores. They are still available if you don't already have one. You can still get these. Now this paper is part of all of those stamping supplies I inherited from my mom. So I'll pull this into view. And I just opened it recently to make this board. This is just sitting there. The brand name is Recollections, so I'm pretty sure she bought it from a local craft store. Which one? I don't know. But whether or not this is available anymore, I don't know. I don't think it matters because this idea is so cute. It can work with all sorts of cardstock. But let me go ahead and bring this in. I'm going to show you some of the note cards. I'm going to peek one through real quick so you can see. Yep, that's all I'm going to show you for now. We'll get back to that later, I promise. But for now, I want to get into telling you and walking you through how to make this, the box that will go with it. Now, here's my cardstock. And it has a right side and a wrong side. And it's on the wrong side that I'm going to place into this punch board first. Now we're going to need the measurements twice for this side only, and that's it. So insert your paper, and at the 3.5 mark you're going to want to punch and you're going to score it. Now this is just my bone folder. It works fine. It does come with a punch, but it doesn't really matter. So the first one was made at 3.5, then slide your paper over to 4.5, and again we're going to punch and we're going to make another score line. So now we have our first 2 score lines, and we're going to use those as our guide for punching and scoring here on out. So let's just turn the paper, and that may not be visible, but this is the first score line that we come across. You want that line to just line up, that score line to line straight on up to this piece here. It should extend straight out from it. And you're going to punch, whoops, and you're going to score. Then you're going to slide it over because remember we had made 2 punches and 2 score lines. So you want this to line up with that score line as well. Hopefully I'm not sticking my head in there for you all. I try to keep my head out of the camera shot. And we're just going to continue this on all 4 sides. So we're halfway done. Again, I'm lining it up. Punch. And let's make our score line, slide it over, lining it up, punch, and let's make our score line. One more side and we are done. Pretty quick. You really want to be lining it up the same way each time. You do want consistency there. Whoops, I went off, okay. And one more side. One more score line, and there we go. Now, on the backs of these punches on the back side, this will do a circle, not a circle, it'll do around your corners. So let's go ahead and on the front side facing, let's go ahead and punch all 4 corners. That takes that point away, gives us a nice rounded edge. All right, move that out of the way. Throw that on the floor, deal with that later. At this time, what I want to do is go ahead and fold on each score line. Now here, you do want to make sure you burnish those edges. Press down nice and firmly. Take your time. Some paper, this one is a particularly thick piece of paper, so I do have to put a little bit more care into it because I want to make sure that I fold on that score line. Not get carried away. I don't want it to go off of it. I want nice, crisp edges for my box. Okay, we've got the third side almost done. And one more side. Look at that. Lickety split. We are done. This part. There's a couple more steps. It's easy. Of all the different box techniques and stuff, I find this to be, if I had to give it a grade on a scale, I would say it's beginner. Now let's take a look. We have our rectangle. Why did I say square? I'm not sure why I said square, but anyhow, you have a rectangle and you have to determine what's going to be the top of your box and the bottom. So we're going to just say this is the top. Now what you want to do is we want to cut out and remove that tab. Okay, so we're going to cut along this fold line and this fold line and remove that tab. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to cut away those tabs. Just like that. So this line, just carry this line straight down. Okay. Maybe this way first. I'm going to turn it over just because I'm right-handed and I want to follow that line down. Come on, hands, work with me. There we go. See if I can tear that without ripping it all apart. Oh, I was able to. Okay, good. So let's take a look at what we have here. See? They're gone. So that's the top of the box. Now down here, we don't want to remove those. No, 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 no. You don't want to do that. Instead, we're going to create tabs. So you want to just cut in to that fold line and stop. Cut in to that fold line and stop. So let's do that. You just want to cut in to the fold line and stop. So you want to leave that. See, because it folds in and we've got a tab. So let's do it on this side as well. Just cut into that fold line. So we have our tabs, okay? And let's just take a peek at how it's going to come together. We're going to put adhesive on these two tabs on that side. So they're going to stick to there, okay? And then we're going to put adhesive on here. And so there's our box. So let's just go ahead and do it. For these two sections, all right, wait a minute. Yeah, for these two sections, I like to use really large glue dots. So I'm going to go ahead and place those. Get this out of the way. There we go. And let's grab the other one. Put a glue dot on that one. Let's expose the glue dot. Where are you? Okay. And then, not going to adhere it yet. Let's leave those out to the side. Notice if I put adhesive all the way up, it's going to be sticking to the back side. Oh, I have the glue dot there. What the heck? Hold on. What do I have? Oh, you know what? I picked up a glue dot. Huh. Let me get rid of that. The strangest things happen when you are filming. Believe me. But anyhow, so when I apply the adhesive to the inside, I don't want to come up to the top because you don't want adhesive there to stick to your card. So you only want to come up, let's just say, put our finger to about there. So keeping that in mind, I'm going to grab some of this double-sided tape here. And let's just lay that down. Okay. And let's put some, again, keeping that top part clear. I want to make sure that I don't go too high up. I don't want that to show. Okay, so there we go. Go ahead and remove this backing. We're going to go ahead and assemble our box, and our box will be done. And then I'll show you how to make those cards. Now, I'm making 4 note cards. And I'm going to use a different color. We're on my 3rd color. And I'm going to be using a blue color, but I'll walk you through all that in a minute. So let's go ahead and adhere that tab first. Okay. Lightly touch it and then press it. And let's put this one in. Okay. See, so I've got those done. Really press it down. Now, this has the adhesive on it. Remember, that's the top. So I'm going to bring in my 2 sides. Now, just so you know, some people will get a book of about the same thickness and stuff, and they'll put it in there just to give them a guide. You can do that. I don't happen to have one, so I've just been kind of eyeballing it. So like that. And then just applying light pressure, and then as soon as I'm happy with it, I go in, stick my hand in there, and then really press it down so it stays. So that strong adhesive will hold on to it. And there, oops, maybe that was too far in. Oh, let's pull it back, hold on. That's why you want to play with it a couple times to make sure you have it just right. And sometimes it just takes more than once. Let's try this again. There we go. That's a much better fit. So now we have the box now for what goes on the inside. And this is where I'm going to show you the versatility of this stamp set and how it looks so cute with so many other things. The first card I ever did doing this was these 4, okay? The outside's the same for all 4 of them. What I did is I used the Seashells embossing folder. It's the 3D embossing folder. It's part of that Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set. And I embossed a piece of cardstock. So the card itself is 5.5 by 4.25. So the piece that comes on the inside, I had measured that and cut it at 4 by 5.25, embossed it and applied it using this really nice ribbon. It's a very neutral color. It reminds me of the sand. I just thought that worked really well. Then for the images, again, using Our Friends Are Like Seashells, I took the starfish, stamped that on a piece of this off-white cardstock, and the color I used here, I want to say was the crumb cake. I'm pretty sure I used the crumb cake for this. Now the inside is where they're different. So you have 4 cards that are the same on the outside, but the inside's different. And for this one, again, using seashells, stamps from this set, I used the sand dollar and then this little scallopy one. And I have the 4 different sentiments. So you have happy birthday to my beautiful friend. You are unique and completely amazing. Friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. And then love you to the beach and back. And let me show you just how easily these fit into those boxes. Oh, is this the one box? Okay, that's the other one. I think this is the first box I made. Now, I don't have a closure on this box as yet because I haven't decided if I want to get those craft magnets or if I want to get Velcro or if I want to just maybe tie a ribbon. So I haven't decided yet how I want to close it. But look, there is plenty of room to put your 4 envelopes in it. Okay? Easy peasy, can do it. Now then I thought maybe you didn't purchase the embossing folder. I don't know why you wouldn't, but maybe you didn't. Maybe instead you wanted to use something that you already have. So let me grab that one. So this was my card set number 2. This is the second one I did. And for this one I went with a different color altogether. It wasn't the off-white base. For this one, pulled out the hot guns and I used the petal pink. Isn't that pretty? Because I have the petal pink ink. And I have this gorgeous petal pink ribbon with the metallic, the gold metallic trim. So I used the Parisian Flourish embossing folder. And I just thought, I was surprised. I liked the way it looked. It's seashells, yes, but I thought it still looks good. Now again, I don't have the starfish on the outside. No, I went with the sand dollar. But the inside's a little different. So instead of just 2 seashells, this time I put a grouping of 3. Same sentiments, the love you to the beach and back, happy birthday to my beautiful friend, you are unique and completely amazing, and the friends are like seashells. So here we go. This is a little different. I used the bright white cardstock, well not bright white, but a white cardstock this time. Same thing, same measurements, everything was the same. Isn't that cute? Now for the one we're going to do here today, we're going to use, and I have some other ones set aside, but I don't want you to see them just yet. We're going to use the Seaside Spray. So keep in mind that I'm using the cardstock that normally comes as 8.5 by 11. Am I doing that right? Yeah, 8.5 by 11. Cut it in half, so it's measuring 5.5 by 8.5. On the 8.5 side, you're going to score it in half. So your finished card size is, you've got it, 4.25 by 5.5. Now for this one, I usually come in 1/4 inch all the way around. I made a mistake. So this one measures, instead, this measures 4 inches by 5 inches. and I like it. So it's just got a little bit more room on the top and bottom, but I thought, you know what? That is okay, it works. So let's go ahead and assemble the outside, and then I want to show you what I did differently on the inside. Just gonna use this tape runner. Oh, the embossing folder that I used. I hear you in my head. Let me get to that part, I promise. I will tell you what it is. For the ribbon on this one, I pulled out the sparkly Seaside Spray. Oh, I love this stuff. All right, I'm going to kind of eyeball this, hopefully get it in the right direction. I don't want to show you the finished product just yet, so hopefully I'm in the right area. Normally I would hold it up to the other cards just to make sure they're all kind of even, but I don't want to give it away just yet. I want to keep you in suspense. So let's just apply that ribbon. Let's go ahead and put this down. And just like that, oh, I got to remember, it's cut a little differently, so I had to come up. Now for the outside of this one, I used the sand dollar again because I really liked it. Thought it was cute. I stamped it, even though this is Seaside Spray, I stamped it using the Misty Moonlight. So let's put a couple stamping dimensionals on each side. And the reason I did them apart like this is because I want it to be on either side of the ribbon when I pop it down. So let's just go ahead and do that. There we go. Now on the inside, I can't wait to show you this. Okay, so here's my inside piece of cardstock. This one, I used more stamps. It doesn't look like the other ones. I used more stamps. Taking this big block, this is an E block from Stampin' Up, the big acrylic block. I have, hopefully you can see it. Let's see. Probably you can. So I put what looks like this little pebbles down here, the starfish, and then one of these scallop shells here and another shell up there in the corner, and wait till you see how it looks. That's right, the sentiment is not on it because I cranked out more than one. We are just getting to the other one. This big block is just a way to kind of keep everything consistent. Yep, I think it's inked up just right. So now to put that down here, apply some pressure. This part's always scary because I don't edit the videos anymore. I just let them run. And then that's why I do like a little happy dance. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Whew. We like that. Now on a smaller block, this is also from Stampin' Up. It's the B block. I probably purchased all of them together at the same time. But this has the sentiment that says, love you to the beach and back. Now here, I could always put a different color because I'm using two separate stamps, or I'm stamping at two separate times. But instead, I'm going to stick with my Misty Moonlight. I'm just going to put that right here. Apply a little pressure, hopefully. Yes, I like the way that looks too. Isn't that cute? Can't wait to show you the other ones too. Let me put that off to the side. Go ahead and let's put, I'm going to give it a quick second to dry up. Let's apply some adhesive to the back. No, this isn't my Stamping Seal Plus. It's making its way across the country. I'm watching the tracking. It'll get here. I will not get upset about it. It will get here when it's meant to get here. But in the meantime, I'm using a different one. But look, there you go. You want to see the others? See, they're in this box. Look, look, look. See what I mean? So again, it's the only thing that changes on them is the sentiment. Everything else remains the same for the different box sets. So this is the one we made together, and I used the, remember I said I'd tell you, I used the Tasteful Textile stamping embossing folder for this one. Okay, and let's just do a replay so you can see them. But that should be in the center because that's the one that we did today. Let me just crease that really strong. Isn't that cute? This was done using the Parisian Flourish. All right, we'll put this over here. I got to make sure everything shows up in the camera shot. And then this one, of course, was made using the Seashells 3D embossing folder. Let me see if I can get that down here so you can have it all in your camera shot. That's what I do. I'll take pictures when I see something that I really like. Oh, and the boxes. How can I get this box in? Maybe, Where should I put the box? Maybe just like that. I'm peeking up at the thing. Does that help? There you go. But anyhow, isn't this cute? So if you have an envelope punch board, that's what we use to make the box. And if you don't have one, I know you can get them. Go check out your local stores, look online. They're out there. You can always buy them secondhand. One look, 3 different ways. I think each one is perfectly lovely. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Or go ahead, we would really appreciate it if you went ahead and subscribed. And if you want to be notified the next time we post a video, then when you're subscribing, go ahead and hit that bell icon and turn on your notifications. So until the next time, happy stamping.